Hey guys, in today's video you're going to learn exactly how to use your kinetic chain for maximum forehand power. Power comes from the ground up. So you need to be using your key big muscle groups in your body when you're hitting your ground strokes in tennis. Now, one of the most common reasons why your forehand is staying at one speed and you can't seem to add any more power onto your forehand is potentially because you're not using your kinetic chain effectively and you're only using your arm to hit your forehand. So the key to unlocking power on that forehand side and on that backhand side is to use your full body on the shot, and more specifically using your legs and your hips to rotate fully and naturally into the shot that you're hitting. And you're going to find that if you start using your full kinetic chain properly, then your ground strokes are going to feel so much more fluid and effortless, and you're going to find as well that you're adding more miles per hour to your ground strokes really quickly. If your forehand currently looks something like this, so you move to the ball, you stop and you hit, and then you move back. You move to the backhand, you stop, you hit, and then you move back. So you can see with those two shots, all I was doing was moving my arm as I hit. And now this is really ineffective because my arm is small and I have small muscle groups in my arm. Whereas with my legs, I have very big muscle groups with my legs. If tennis was all about just having arm strength, we would see bodybuilders just rocking up and hitting Novak Djokovic off the court. However, players like Novak Djokovic, the greatest of all time, his arms are pretty tiny compared to a bodybuilder's arms or other athletes even. However, his physicality in his legs and his ability to use his explosive power from the ground up is one of the reasons why he is so good. And it is one of the reasons why players like Jannik Sinner, who are very skinny, they're able to generate so much power on their shots because they have mastered the kinetic chain so well. And obviously they have a lot of strength and conditioning to help them progress with explosive strength and enhancing that kinetic chain power that they can use. However, you don't need a whole strength and conditioning team, and you don't need to start going to the gym and lifting weights and doing specific exercises to start using your kinetic chain in tennis. So now I'm going to give you some key drills that you can go out and use to start learning how to use your kinetic chain properly. And I'm going to give you some progressions that you can do as you gain confidence with using your kinetic chain so that you can really take that to the next level and see massive increases in your forehand power. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with some shadow forehands. You're just going to come onto a side-on position like this, so a closed stance forehand. And from here, you're just going to rotate the back leg so that your back foot comes up onto a tiptoe position. So you're going to start side on, bring the racket back. As the racket drops, have a little bit of bend in the knee. And then as you come into contact, that's where I start to pull from this back hip. So from this side view, it looks like this. As I come to drop down, I start to pull from the back as I'm coming into my wrist lag phase. So I'm dropping and lifting and rotating forward. So this is step number one, progression number one. So here and lift. High, low, high. So just keep shadowing these forehands for as many reps as you can, and it should feel really nice and natural here. So don't try and force it, just let the racket flow and let your hip flow forward. And you can do the same thing on the backhand side, exactly the same thing. So coming into the side on position, turn low and raise up that back foot. Raise up that back foot. From the side position, drop low and lift. Low, tiptoe. So in some ways it's as though you're recreating a throwing type of motion. So when you throw a ball, you load with the hip, and as you release, that back leg is turning. And it's exactly the same with the forehand. And exactly the same with the backhand. As you release into the ball, you're rotating your hip forward. So once you're confident with that, then you can go on to drop feeding to yourself, both on the forehand and the backhand side. So guys, once you're confident with that and you have got into a really nice rhythm where you can lift that back foot up onto the tiptoe and you can bend and rotate forward with that hip, then now you can make that rotation of the hip a little bit more aggressive. So we're going to load a little bit lower with our legs now in a semi-open stance like this, and from there you're going to jump forward with your hip following through. So it will look something like this: low, and let that back leg rotate forward. So now on the backhand side, I'm going to start off in that closed position and just lifting up onto my tiptoe on the back leg. And now I'm going to move on to the slightly more aggressive version of that. So I'm going to let my back leg come around so that I'm open onto the court after I've hit the shot. Okay guys, so that's the end of this video. I wanted to keep this video nice and short and sweet because I find that this topic can sometimes be overcomplicated. I think it's actually quite an easy thing to master because it's naturally what your body wants to do. So try and go out there and practice those shadow swings first, then dropping balls to yourself and making sure that you're getting that nice hip rotation through the shot. And guys, if you have any questions about the kinetic chain at all, then do let me know in the comment section below and I'll try and get back to you. And also, if you liked this video and found it helpful, then please give this video a like and also subscribe to my channel for more tennis videos like this one to come. And guys, I'll see you in my next video.